This device to my left is a ceramic infrared heat lamp. You're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell is that? I'm going to let you know after this video is over. But first, what I want to do is tell you what the manual tells this thing is claiming to do. So, reading it directly from this manual, this uses infrared heat to radiate the human body. That sounds ominous. Blood supply to the radiated skin is improved and metabolic rate is increased. This provides topical heating for temporary relief of minor muscle and joint pain or muscle spasms and temporary increase in blood circulation. That's a lot of words, and I don't think these were grammatically correct in any way. But that's what this manual says. That aside, I also looked up the reviews on Amazon and Google, and there were people talking about using this device for rejuvenating their skin so they look younger and healing bronchitis. I don't know if any of that is true, but I can tell you after 7 weeks of using this, I've been using this like on my left arm and on my knees after going jogging, and it feels good. I'll admit that. But I don't know if it's just healing on its own, if it's a placebo effect, or the light is actually working. So let's talk about the device itself, and just looking at this, it's got two big buttons. Really simple. On and off, and a timer. That's pretty much it. And then you can kind of toggle it up and down using these handles and aim it towards your body. But that's really the simplicity of this device. Now, one thing I would highly recommend before you use this is to get yourself one of these. This is some infrared light protection, and thankfully I had this in my house because 15 years ago I was going to tanning beds in my 20s, and this is something they gave me for free. So this is a Sunny's tanning bed goggle, pair of goggles. You could probably pick these up for a couple dollars online now. But I'm using these because I don't trust my own eyelids to protect me from infrared rays, because I just don't know much about it, and neither does the internet. Try looking this up. You get all sorts of information on this. So let's get started and dive right in. So I'm going to put these things on. It's going to look super goofy, and I'm going to look like I'm squinting a lot, but I don't want to go blind. And here we go. You turn it on, and it's got about a 1 second delay to look away, and thankfully I'm wearing my goggles. Immediately you jump to this 15, which means that you have a 15-minute timer, and that's so this thing doesn't overheat and cause all sorts of other problems. You can click this right here, and it brings the timer down to 10 minutes, which is about what I usually leave it at. And one really important thing about this device, and it's in the instructions, is that you have to be about 12 inches away from the surface. And since I'm a human and not an AI, I cannot just like eyeball 12 inches. So what I did was I took the cord and I measured out 12 inches and marked it off. And that's right about here if you tug on it just enough. You don't want it to fall over. But that's my hack. So that's about right here. So as long as I'm about this far away, I'm not going to burn anything. I'm not going to get any weird skin disease using this device. But that's about what I'm using it at, in case I'm using my hand to heal my knuckles or something. Or if you want to actually heal other body parts, you can just move it around to the body part. But that's pretty much it, and I just rambled on about that piece. Now, it's been about a minute, and I am tired of wearing these goggles, so I'm going to remove this now. That was pretty annoying, but necessary. So now it's been on for about not even a minute, and this surface is already feeling really hot. So one thing that you should really know, in addition to using the goggles, is to keep this away from everything. Yourself even. Don't put kids near this or pets or anything. This is really hot and dangerous. And this is probably the worst thing about this device, is that this part gets super hot. So the reason for that is that this is ceramic, and ceramic is a very high conducer of heat. Is that a word? It's very high. Anyways, Now, I am not going to say that any of the claims online are correct. This thing has not made me look younger. I don't know, at least. I haven't seen anyone in months. But I can tell you that you can get this thing for $80 on Amazon. And I ended up doing that in December of last year because I had a whole bunch of health savings plan dollars left over. So if you have an FSA or HSA, whatever they call them, you can use pre-tax dollars to buy this thing because it's a medical device. That's pretty nice. So this thing is what I ended up splurging on with my excess dollars before they just pretty much disappeared, along with a whole bunch of Tylenol, because why not? So anyway, if I do experience any adverse effects from using this thing, trust me, I will post another video about that. But in the meantime, this has been working pretty well. I still don't know if it's placebo or what, but I can tell you I do feel better after every time I do use this. And at some point, I may gather up the courage to put this thing on my face and see if it helps me with sinus relief or whatever. But in the meantime, remember to use your goggles. Get these definitely beforehand. And do not touch the surface. It gets hot as hell. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think.